Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm making goulash. This is something that I had growing up, which realistically now that I look at it is just kind of like spaghetti, but with elbow macaroni, which I forgot to bring from my cabinet. But to get started, I'm going to go over the ingredients. We are going to need elbow macaroni, onion, some bell pepper, which this is optional, the ground turkey, some Parmesan, Reggiano cheese, some tomato paste, tomato sauce, some seasoning. This is like an all-purpose seasoning, pepper and garlic, and then some cheese to put over the top. I'll go ahead and get everything together and we'll get started. All right, so I have a couple of tablespoons of oil in my skillet with my onion, and I'm gonna throw my bell peppers in here. Now let these saute until they become translucent. Then I'll go ahead and add my ground turkey. So my veggies are soft and translucent, so I'm going to go ahead and add my ground turkey. Now, traditionally you would use ground beef, but I don't eat ground beef, so everything that you would normally cook with ground beef, I'll substitute with ground turkey. So I'll go ahead and get this incorporated. Seasoning, some pepper. Got some Italian seasoning and oregano and basil if you like to add that to it as well. All-purpose seasoning. Go ahead and add my garlic. It's about a couple of cloves, minced garlic. All right, so I'm going to put some of the seasoning in there. This is about a teaspoon because I'm going to add some water to this eventually, which will make it turn into chicken broth. All right, so I'll go ahead and add my tomato sauce. turn the flame down some, because we want this to simmer until it thickens up. All right, so I'll go ahead and add my tomato paste. If I can get the can open. This is about 3/4 of a can, small can of the tomato paste. I'm gonna put this in here and play it by ear to see if I want to add the rest. If I don't, what I'll do is I'll actually store this by putting the remainder of it inside of a small sandwich bag, Ziploc bag, and then put it in the freezer. So the next time I need some tomato paste, I'll have some on hand without having to open up and use a whole can. And as you can see, how that thickened that up really quick. We'll make sure we get all that incorporated. You can also add a can of tomatoes as well. I don't like tomatoes, like raw tomatoes. I will eat tomato sauce or tomato paste. It sounds kind of crazy, but like I don't like milk, but I love ice cream and cheese. But just raw milk, I can't drink it. The same with this tomato sauce. I can eat the tomato sauce and tomato paste, but I don't like just straight raw tomatoes, so I don't put those in here. Or if I was to put them in here, I would actually put them inside of a blender and puree them and add them to this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down on simmer. And this is on a 1 because I have my double iron on with these induction stoves. You have 2 heating elements on here. One is for a smaller pan or pot, and the other one is for a larger pot. This is a larger, wider pot, so I have both of those on. What that does is it gives it even distribution when it comes to the heat being added to the pan. So this is thickened up. I'm gonna go ahead and let this simmer for about 20-25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and check for seasoning. Definitely need some more seasoning. I need to turn this down to low. May seem like I'm putting a lot of this seasoning on there, and I am, but it doesn't have a lot of sodium in it at all. And like I said before, this is all to your liking. You season it to your liking. And also I need to add about a teaspoon of sugar to cut the acid. And I'm going to add a little salt. Just a little kosher salt. About a teaspoon, or actually a half a teaspoon. This kosher salt is very salty. A little accent. Check for flavor again. That's actually good. I'll leave it be because this is gonna cook down some. And what happens when that happens, what happens is it intensifies the flavor, makes it more concentrated. So I'll go ahead and let this cook for about 15-20 minutes and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I'm back and it's a new day. It was very late last night when I made the meat mixture, so today is a new day. So what I normally do when I do cook for things like this, I'll try to make it into a couple of different meals. So I have some variety. So with this one, this pretty much is tomato sauce, or spaghetti sauce rather. So you could add spaghetti to this. I'm adding some elbow macaroni to it to make it to turn it into goulash. But you can basically add some pasta to this, let it simmer for a little bit, and it's going to be considered spaghetti. Also, you can make lasagna with this because it's the same type of meat sauce, which is what I'm going to do for my other one. So stay tuned and check out that video on lasagna. So with this, what I'm going to do is add some Parmesan cheese, which is what I like in here. It's fresh, and then there's some of it that's Reggiano that's from out of the shaker box that you get in the refrigerator section at the grocery store. Also going to add some mixed vegetables. This is optional. Both of these are optional. Some people just make the goulash with just the meat sauce and that's it. However, I grew up having it made for me like this. Heat up a little bit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and drain this pasta and add that to it. Okay, so this pasta has just a little water in it, which is fine to thin this out a little bit. And you can pretty much customize this to whatever flavors or whatever you want to add to it. I'm gonna let this simmer for just a little bit and I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. As you can see, this is simmering. I just want to simmer it a little bit to soften up the and cook the frozen vegetables that I had. If you were using mixed vegetables from out of a can, you wouldn't have to do that. You could just add it in and it pretty much will be finished. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some cheese on top. I like a lot of cheese. So if you don't like cheese, don't put it on here. It's just totally optional. So this is some more Parmesan Reggiano cheese. And this is some triple cheddar cheese right here I'm about to stick on there. All right, so now that I have this on here, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and throw it in the oven and bake it until the cheese melts, and it'll be finished.